audio. Your website should be able to be read either by a standalone system that a hearing impaired person has, or by just clicking on it. And we do put that on every website that we have. So yes, people with disabilities need to be able to read and hear what's on your website. Just stop me if there's a question. Okay, online visibility. Woo, what matters most? Search engine optimization. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Social media presence, having an active presence on social media, content marketing, we just talked about. Pay-per-click advertising. Yes. Advertising. We do have clients that do Google Ads with us, and I can just say this about that. Google Ads is a challenge for even the most experienced Google Ads person out there. The home care market is double challenging when it comes to Google Ads, because we have a component of Google Ads that other markets don't necessarily have. Some of them do. And that irritating component is caregivers clicking on your ads. They don't understand that that costs you money, or maybe they do and they don't care, more likely. And they click on the ads and they call you, or they go to your website and fill out a form that's not for them, and they waste your time and money. Now, I realize everybody needs caregivers pretty much, but then they're, maybe they're from, I don't know, Nigeria, and they're looking for someone to sponsor them to come over to the United States. I mean, it's all over the place. It's people in the United States, it's people outside of the United States. It's caregivers or people looking for jobs that don't qualify to work for you, that do qualify to work for you, but what you're really looking for are leads. And that is the challenge. You have to be able to spend enough in your local market. And for some of you, that local market is ultra competitive. You have to be able to spend enough to cut through that clutter and get to the leads. If you're not able to spend enough, and for everybody that number is going to be different, I'm not going to go into it today. I can tell you Manhattan is easily $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month on Google Ads to cut through the clutter and get to the leads. It's hard to understand. We have a bigger issue in the home care industry than a plumber or a roofer has, because they don't get as many, and they may get stuff that they can't help or service, but the wasted leads are less troublesome than our wasted leads, our wasted clicks. Anyway, long story short, it costs a lot of money. So think about it clearly. I would rather have somebody do newsletters, content, blog posting, search engine optimization, in-person marketing and networking all day long than do pay-per-click. We do it for our clients, but it's not my first recommendation. Email marketing. Oh, go ahead.
We do have a question. A couple things. So when someone messages in on the website, who gets that message? John Good's asking. And then also, when we were talking about a calculator on the mobile or on the front of the website that compares his agency with a private caregiver, something like that, would that be good?
Sure. So let's talk about the first thing. If you have a chat feature, if you're our client, so there's lots of chat features you can add to your website that have nothing to do with us. There's all kinds of people out there that will sell you all kinds of things. And it's basically a code you put on your website. And when somebody comes to your website, they can send a note to you. Depending on the kind of chat feature you have, they all work a little differently. Some are real time. Talk. You talk to them, they talk to you. You've probably done this with the support desk somewhere. Our support desk does this. So you talk to me, I'll type something back to you. Toot, toot, toot. But the one that we typically put on our client's website is different. And the reason it's different is because I know that you do not have a person who can sit in front of that computer all day long and wait for somebody to start chatting with them and chat back with them instantly. That is never going to happen. You have too much to do, and so do your staff. You're going to miss that person, and then they're going to get irritated. So what our chat feature does, we call it a chat feature, but it's really a text, a message to texting feature. So this little thing pops up and says, how can we help you today? And you put that person, the consumer will put in, my mother is 95 years old and she needs, they put in their name, their phone number, and their email address, and their little message to you. And bam, what happens is that message goes to whoever it is you designate in your office by email. Could be multiple people, could be one person, but it also gets texted to a phone number that you choose. And you don't have to choose texting, but if you choose texting, it texts you the note. And the note says, hey, John, Mary Jones just put in this message. Phone number, email address. My mom's 95 years old and she needs help with so you get the message instantly. But we do the same thing with our forms. Every form on your website, pretty much. Maybe not caregiver forms, but all of the lead forms are always emailed and texted to whoever you designate to us to receive that. You receive it. It's up to you to call that person back or text them back if you'd like, whatever you want to do. And there's a mobile app that goes along with our system that you can use if you want. You don't have to, but you can. So you should be notified instantly. So that's what that little texting thing is. It's not waiting for you to answer them on the screen. It just sends you the message. You get back to them when you can. Now, in the meantime, I will tell you that our system has already texted that person and emailed them and said, thank you for reaching out to us. We will be with you shortly as soon as one of our staff members can. It's going to instantly send them a little note that says, we got you. We know you're there. We know you're there, and we will be in touch ASAP. So we don't leave them hanging. But it's up to you as to how you want to interact with them after that. Does that help? I hope that helps. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. So the question about a calculator.
Oh, the calculator. Okay. I would not put that on the homepage of my website, but I would make sure that I address it on my service pages or on About Us or somewhere else. I don't think you need to have that be front and center on your homepage. Your homepage needs to be about you and about what your value is to that person, how you're solving their problem. And you want to keep it real simple. So if you want to put a table, I wouldn't put a calculator, but a table that says, hiring a home care agency means this. Hiring a caregiver privately means you're responsible for this. And illustrate in a table format why it's better to hire a home care agency than a private caregiver. The taxes, the liability, and all that stuff. Perfect for another page on your website, but I wouldn't necessarily put it on the homepage.
What about a quiz? Like, when is it time to take the keys from your parents?
You could do that along with, I wouldn't put any quizzes or tables like that on the homepage of your website, but we can always find a place for it. You can always have a resources tab on your website that has access to PDFs to download, that has maybe a quiz, maybe I don't know, a little table that shows them the difference between, or maybe that's in a PDF itself, difference between hiring privately versus agency. Those kinds of things are great.